why you called earlier and we missed you. Thank you for calling back.
No, that wasn't me who called earlier. Yes, but I'm calling now for the first time. I want to say good day to you. You know, I always appreciate the opportunity that you always give me, on the air. And I say hello to the owners of the show. My name is Amos, J. Miller Israel, for your listeners who would like to go on Facebook. Amos, A-M-O-S, J for Junior, but J. Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R, Israel, I-S-R-A-E-L, Israel. No, well, that's not my, that's a name I added. I added the Israel. It's biblical. See, we just had Karifta, and culture comes before sport. Karifta basically came in through sports, but culture comes before sports. Everything hinges on culture. Now, that's what I'm here to say today. I'm the only young man, ma'am, who can trace his name back to the royal family of London, England. I'm the only behemoth. This is absolutely new news to your listeners. I'm on Facebook. The world has recognized what I can do. It's egregious. It's also, well, let me put the A in front of the E. It's atrocious. For how leaders, and I'm not going to I'm not going to call no one name, because I like call names. I ain't calling no name, Mr. Ingram and Mr. Christie. I ain't calling no one name. But I'm telling you, both you two gentlemen, I can call name. You all know what I can do. I can communicate to billions, and yet have been communicating to billions from October of last year, September, of last year. On the 12th of June, 2012, I gave the sitting Prime Minister 3 DVDs of simple little things I created. But because it cleans up the environment, because it's so beautiful, it's too good for a young man like me to have people recognize as the originator of it. I like to pick up old things and make it look new. And from the old thing, I bring out the newness of the old. Unless a seed dies, nothing new. The life of that dead seed is hid. Okay, so what am I getting at? On a supernatural level that some companies major, I want your listeners to hear this piece. So Lyndon said in 1973, some major corporations want to come to the Bahamas. Are coming. I'm telling the Bahamian people, 40 years later, they did not just reach. They are occupying things and places that you and I and your children and their children that is not yet born. If you have time, and I'm saying this to every Bahamian, because by the way, I don't come on this show to say or to get the Bahamian people to agree with me. I speak the truth, but let me tell you, because 90% of the truth, the majority ain't gonna like. And one of the things these men hid from this young man for 40 years, this is the atrocious and egregious. Now I bring in the E, egregious part of this conversation, and then I'm out of here. For 40 years, because of my last name, Miller, every lawyer, senior lawyer in this country who's a brother, and they know what I mean, and I ain't mean the ones in church, and every sister who's a lawyer, and I ain't talking about the young or old ladies in church. Y'all knew the power of the Miller name. In Eleuthera, Cat Island, Andros, and my grandfather was elected for 52 years by the people of this great nation, and the wealth of this nation is now in the hands of foreigners. What I can do and have done on Facebook will give me the title of royal status. But y'all can't elect me, Bahamas. I'm sorry for this title. This is hereditary. The history books of the real Bahamian people gives me this inherent and indignant right. And for these lawyers to be found wanting, I am telling the people of your station, I am now recognizing and want y'all to know, I'm the only young man in Bahamian history, just months away from us turning 40, who have the governments of the world sitting on pins. Months away from our celebrating our 40th year as a superpower little nation. Ma'am, you're listening to the only young man who can claim Bahamian royal status. And this is what they hid from me for 40 years. I'm telling the Bahamian people, if y'all understand the depth of the conspiracy, so what I had to do, I had to put dynamis out there, okay? And I want them to know every symbol. My grandfather was a great man. He sailed to Haiti when London, England, by way of whoever they had controlling the majority of the black people who lived on family islands. My grandfather, to save the life of his people, had to learn to be a grand master builder and sailorman. He was the originator of sailing. Alfred Virginius Cornelius Gray is the brother of my mother. And look at the state that the royal son is in. I'm telling them, all of them, but I'll deal with just two, should be charged for treason. Have a great day. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, he you know, it's sad to see when they have, you know, these holidays where, you know, these old men are using these sloops to entertain little young girls. Little young girls, Bahamian girls, are now cool with laying down with Haitian brothers because they got the money. Why do they have the money? Because the cocaine, what used to come to the Bahamas in the 80s, was coming to Haiti then, but they just decided it was easy to get it, easier to let some. Listen, they don't want this one. I'm 43 years of age, and I lived in the house of the sailor man. He had to learn to sail. He had to learn to sail to go and find food. And the record is only him, one, and God, and a bottle of Haitian bottle of tafia. He was a spiritual man. You see? So I'm talking to the people in respect to culture. If you turn away from your culture, if you fail in this day and time to recognize 180 degrees, that's what I'm saying you have to do. Turn around. So what? You can understand who you are. As long as you don't know who you are, that what happened to us in the last 40 years will continue. Y'all have a great day. May the name Yahweh also come to the forefront in Bahamian Hebrew Israelite history in this Bahamas. I run the 242 now. Good day.
Needing voices? Good afternoon. Okay. Mr. Amos Miller, that was our caller. Very, very interesting.
Bang, bang.
I know that Mr. Miller had attached Israel to his last name. That's an interesting one. One day, Amos, if you're listening, you've got to call us and tell us a little bit more about how.
You see why I love this woman?
You know, the story.
You see every show I go on, this is how she talk to me. When I go on other shows, it's like they take in a little bribe here and there. But well, don't mess up the people thing now. I ain't say nobody taking a bribe. This is the history box right here, you know. They won't play with me. I'm lying. I'm not lying. And I could teach the Bahamian children heirs to these records. Their parents. This is their parents. They don't know this. I got the record. You want me to do what? Accept a bribe? My father frowns on those who take bribe. I'm drinking one of the cheapest Kool-Aid on the planet. And I'm contented. I'm a royal seed. And no one is going to take anything from me. Alright? No one is going to take my life before I say why it's going. How are they going to deal with that? Cheers. Y'all have a great day. Just remember, in all things, give thanks to the Almighty Yahweh, for He is good, and His mercies is everlasting, because they do endure forever and ever. Great God Almighty says to this Bahamas, Live.